Early in the 20th century, English attorney R.M. Renfield, who was seeking to broker a land deal, encountered Transylvanian vampire Count Dracula. Renfield eventually became Dracula's familiar. Renfield's use of extraterrestrial abilities that begin with bug consumption dates back many years. The two travel to New Orleans so that Dracula can recover after a recent close encounter with some vampire hunters who nearly murdered him. A 12-step self-help group for people in codependent relationships is what Renfield finds there, and he intends to exploit the attendees there to look for abusive partners who he can kill and give to Dracula to feast on without feeling guilty. He follows a narcissistic boyfriend to a warehouse containing stolen cocaine, while he beats up several lower-level criminals. An assassin hired by the Lobo crime family, which is smuggling drugs into the city, attacks them all. Renfield takes out the assassin and makes an effort to track down Teddy Lobo, the man who hired him, but Teddy rushes away, so Renfield drags the bodies back to Dracula's hideout in the cellar of a rundown hospital. When Teddy speeds through the sobriety checkpoint and throws bricks of cocaine at the officers, Rebecca Quincy, a second-generation police officer, sees an opportunity to capture Teddy and remove a high-level criminal off the streets. Teddy is released from custody at the police station with ease since the federal government works with the Lobos. Rebecca is irritated by Quincy's encounter with her sister Kate, who has committed herself to police work but is building a significant case with the FBI. Rebecca wants answers and justice now. Renfield is informed by Dracula that the number of convicts he has brought are insufficient, and that the vampire actually craves the blood of a pure and innocent person. Quincy is led there by hints left at the crime site as Renfield enters a restaurant to kidnap commoners. The two are involved in an attempt on Quincy's life that Teddy feels compelled to carry out in order to restore the Lobos' reputation for ferocity. As a result of Renfield and Quincy's self-defense, several gang members are killed, and Teddy is able to flee. Teddy's mother, Bella Francesca, gives him the assignment to find the perpetrator of her foot soldiers' deaths. In the process, he meets Dracula while Renfield is gone. While Renfield has taken to heart the lessons of his self-help group and desires to forge a life for himself independent from his master, the two agree to establish an alliance. He sets up an apartment, modifies his demeanor to one of helpfulness, and provides the police with a statement in an effort to finally put an end to the Lobo crime family. When Dracula finds out about Renfield's treachery, he kills the supporters in front of his former henchmen. Renfield is surrounded by dead bodies when Quincy shows up, prompting her to arrest him before being encircled by police and the Lobos, who also desire Renfield's revenge. She barely makes it out of there with Renfield as Quincy refuses to turn him over. The following morning, Quincy discovers that Renfield has saved her life, and he reveals his true identity while reaffirming his desire to change. After defeating a band of dishonest police officers, the two decide to raid the Lobos' headquarters. However, when they arrive, they discover that Dracula has given Teddy and more than a dozen other gang members all of Renfield's supernatural powers. Renfield kills Teddy after a fight. When Quincy attempts to stop Dracula, she discovers that her sister has been severely injured and can only be saved by the healing powers of Dracula's blood, which he will provide in exchange for Rebecca's allegiance. She deceives Dracula, who then engages in a last showdown with Renfield and Quincy until the two work together to imprison him in a magical circle. The vampire is either finally destroyed or given a very difficult time reforming his body when Renfield and Quincy beat him into pieces, seize plenty of his healing blood, and divide up the fragments of his corpse into concrete that they disperse throughout the water system. Later, Renfield revives his self-help group buddies, feeling inspired to start over and build a new life for himself.